Let me remove you a second. There you go. Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Marvin Green from Tallahassee, Florida, and I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll for our EDM 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown to financial freedom. We have a very special guest this evening. We're going to be literally having a ton of fun, just really having a casual conversation tonight, talking about money, talking about how you can make some money, how you can grow your money, how you can better your financial situation, et cetera, all in the middle of this pandemic. So we're going to be getting our watch party started. I'm going to do the same thing on my end. You please feel free to invite a few folks, let them in on this conversation we're going to be having tonight, because we are going to have a ton of fun sharing some positive information, and we want you guys to benefit. So we're going to get the call started right in about another 30 seconds, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Give me 1 second to start my watch party. All right. Thank you, guys. I see you all chiming in. Please keep on coming in. Let me know where you are chiming in from as well. So I got to go to Facebook myself and do what everybody else is doing. Fun. Oh man, I don't know why I'm not seeing my but I do see you all chiming in, so you all are definitely in the right place. I'm just hoping I can get in the right place so we can, as they say, get this party started right. See you all let's start my watch party. Well, obviously I can hear you, so I'm at the right spot, but for some reason, there we go. Now I can paste, let people know where to go, so they're in the right place tonight. Rock and roll. So, as you all see, I see people coming in. We got Raleigh, North Carolina, Hinesville, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Pennsylvania coming in, Arizona as well, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And guess what? We are ready to rock and roll. I'm Marvin Green from Tallahassee, Florida, area director with the Extra Digit Movement, and I'm excited to be here on this Saturday evening, the 10:30 time. You know, the time when you get out there, sometimes you're scrolling through Facebook, you're trying to see what are your hopes, what are your dreams, all those things. You're kind of dreaming a little bit as you kind of scroll through. Well, guess what? We're going to share some information with you all this evening that really is life-changing. A lot of people are kind of missing out on this thing. They kind of, try to figure out, can they stop robbing Peter to pay Paul? They're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. And guess what? I have none other than the lovely Miss Gail Andrews, who's going to be joining me. There she is.
Hey, Marvin.
Hey, Gail, how are you doing this evening?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, man, looks like great minds think alike. Let me see that shirt. Oh, look at
I want to be like you.
Man, you know what? This is a special night. People don't realize that this is a special night. If they got Marvin and Gail in the house, letting people know you can make money,
or you can make excuses.
You can't make both. Well, Gail, I appreciate you being here this evening. We're going to have like I said, just a real cool conversation talking about something called income shifting, really, basically, and let people know kind of what's going on right now with the, pandemic out there, and, people at home, and they are, maybe dealing with some challenges, maybe even before the pandemic, and we want to let them know how they can win, right? We want to let people know how, with everything going on, there's a plethora of things that were financial challenges before the pandemic even came about. And really, they boil down into 4 categories. So no matter how you look at it, our financial challenges boil down to about 4 categories primarily. And we're going to talk about those 4 categories and how they can still win. We're just going to talk about really 2 primarily right now: income and taxes. Okay. If you don't mind, let people know how, when we're dealing with our finances, there's 2 things that really get the best of us: the two first things, inflation and taxes, and let people know how those things can, they're tough to deal with before the pandemic, and now they're tough to deal with even after the pandemic. How does that work?
Absolutely. You're right, Marvin. We call inflation the silent income killer because it kind of creeps up on you. It's subtle and it's a problem all the time. So inflation means the prices of services and goods are going up constantly every single day. And our paychecks are staying the same, or we get a cost of living raise once, maybe twice a year if you're lucky. And there's no way that that's going to keep up with the pace of inflation. And so that's what was going on anyway. That was a challenge. And now since the pandemic, it has gotten worse because the businesses, they have been closed down or have limited capacity since March, since the pandemic started, right? So they're going to have to recoup that money. And in a capitalistic society, which is what we have here, the businesses control the pricing, right? And so businesses, to recoup that money, their prices are going to go up. So inflation is going to be even higher. So that's one of the things that started people living paycheck to paycheck. That's one of the underlying problems of people living paycheck to paycheck. The other, Marvin, to your point, is taxes. So taxes is our biggest expense. Taxes, off the top, the government takes a third of our taxes before we even get to see our check. Most of our paycheck goes to taxes. And since the pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs or their incomes were reduced. And we got stimulus checks, which was great because it helped a lot of people and we needed it. But Marvin, that money has to be paid back. So what's going to happen is taxes are going to go up even higher. And if it doesn't happen this year or next, at some point, that money is going to have to be paid back from those stimulus checks and the taxes are going to go up. So those two things are what keeps us in that negative cash flow cycle.
Right. So you got inflation is up, but people's income isn't keeping up. So you got to find a way to get your income up, right? But the first thing you got to do, like you said, you got to start controlling more of what you already make. And one of the ways to control what you already make is to get control of your taxes. Wealthy people, the first thing they think about anytime they make a decision are what are the tax implications. But the reason why wealthy people typically can kind of win the game is because they put themselves in a category where they are taxed the least, right? And so in the middle of this pandemic, with all of the other challenges that we have things like social distancing we're dealing with. A matter of fact, I'll even bring my slide up so we can really talk about it and people can see exactly what we're talking about. We already are social distancing. The sports, they postpone, then not postpone, etc. But they're working in a bubble. Even the professional sports are working. I call it, they're even teleworking, right? So when you start thinking about the fact that even professional sports are teleworking because they're working technically in a bubble. Nobody can come see them right now in the NBA, and they're having to do the same things that we're doing at our jobs. We're quarantined. We don't know when we're going to get out the COVID-19, record unemployment. You said that before, travel limitations. Well, what is it that a person can do to win? Because Gail and I are not here this evening to talk to you about doom and gloom. We're here to talk to you about solutions. And the number one solution that a person can have right now is that people understand there's a way that you can win. Gail, let people know the people who are winning right now are people who are providing solutions, right? Amazon, Purell, Uber Eats, people who are making masks, they're winning because they provided a solution to what we're going through right now in the pandemic. If you still want to shop, you can get things at home, right? Through Amazon. You're winning. Of course, now we got to clean our hands. We should have been cleaning our hands beforehand, but now we got to clean them all the time, right, Gail? So now Purell is winning. Uber Eats. I mean, goodness, my daughters, my college child who just went back, she was here for 5 months during the pandemic. I think we had somebody coming to the door every day bringing a meal. So Uber Eats, I know for a fact, Uber Eats definitely was winning. And now we all have to wear masks. So if you can provide a solution, you can win. And that's what we're going to talk about this evening, how people can provide a solution. And the number one solution right now, Gail, is a home-based business. A home-based business can get people on this call tonight, literally changing the trajectory of their financial future. Let us know, what are the perks of having a home-based business, Gail?
Yep. So having a home-based business is critical, to your point, especially right now, because you get to be at home, we're quarantined, and you're safe. because that's the number one thing, right, for everybody to stay safe. And a home-based business right now, if you don't have a home-based business, that's like we talked about, taxes are too high. That's like taking $20 every day and throwing it out the window.
Right.
Because the things that we use every day can become tax deductions, and that's only if you have a home-based business. So, yeah, having a home-based business is critical.
Right. And another piece of that, as you say that, people realize sometimes you say, well, they don't want to start doing something. I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell. The first thing is, like you said, having a home-based business is about sharing. We're going to tell people today about how you can share strategies, because that's what we do. We share strategies, but we want people to know we talk about a home-based business. There's 475 ways with a home-based business that money that you're already spending, you can get it back. So let's take the home-based business word out of it. But let me just say this. If you have a home-based business, there's 475 ways, 12 to 15 things that you're doing already that allow you to get your money back just because you got this thing called a home-based business. Now, number two is you got to have a virtual solution, right? So as we start talking about having a virtual solution, how people are winning from home, before I get to virtual, I'm getting ahead of myself. As we start talking about how people are winning from home, we are part of a team right now. By sharing this strategy of a home-based business, you're able to make between $5,000 and $1,000 a day. So that's the first thing we do. We have people making a daily guarantee of $5,000 to $1,000 a day because they're sharing this strategy that Gail was just talking about of a home-based business. $150 a month up to $3,000 a month, $30,000, a month, because they're sharing the strategy. People who are making $5 a day. I mean, literally, these are some screenshots right here of people who are getting their daily pay every single day. We get paid at 5 o'clock every single day. This thing is amazing. And I like to say to people who think, well, $5 isn't a lot of money. But Gail, if a person had a $5 bill outside of their front door every morning, would they pick it up going to the mailbox?
That's all I'm saying, Marvin.
Of course they would. Here we are, some of our teammates who are doing $20 a day by sharing these strategies. $20 a day. That's $600 a month. And I like to start there because as you talked about, you're losing $600 a month, not even having a home-based business. And we're showing you how you can make $600 a month by having a home-based business, sharing strategies. What would it take for most people to get a $7,200 raise at their job?
A clone, probably. And so Martha, also, I just wanted to point out this daily guarantee, just pulling out the word guarantee, because in this business model, a lot of times you really don't know how much you're going to make from month to month. It kind of depends on what you do, right? But this is a guarantee. You can actually make a budget based on this because you're going to get that money every single month guaranteed.
Right. So we got people, like I said earlier, who are making at least the minimum. And Gail said it. You have people who are making a minimum daily guarantee of $20 a day. There's some others right now making $30 a day, $900 a month. You have people, like you see on the screen here, top left, Ms. Gail Andrews, making $50 a day, $1,500 a month by sharing a strategy. That's all we're doing. All we're doing tonight is going to share with you a strategy of how you having a home-based business, you being able to keep more of the money that you already make, and you sharing the same information with other people because you're referring people to a strategy. You can start making from, like I said, $5 a day up to $1,000 a day sharing this information. And we do it all the time. We got Junior. We got Anthony Moore here making $50 a day. We got Kim Whitfield and Larry Murray here making $100 a day. That's $3,000 a month sharing a strategy again, because that's what we do. We share strategy. Quanta Sims and Chuck Harden making $150 a day. That's $450 a month that they make minimum. And guess what? Everybody I just threw across this screen, Gail, all of them have been involved with this particular business model you're going to see this evening for less than 9 months. All of them. To be able to work from home in the middle of the pandemic and make an extra $4,000 a month. $4,000. People are going to work every day not knowing if they're going to be able to make $4,000. People were, like I said, it's not even robbing Peter to pay Paul. People talking about living paycheck to paycheck. There's some people who were living paycheck to Monday, right? You get paid on Friday and your money Your money is gone by the Monday coming after that. But guess what? Over here, we're winning and we're teaching other people how to win because we talk about solutions. So the first thing is we showed you the value of having a home-based business. The next thing is you got a home-based business. How do you communicate with other people? Well, you got to have a virtual solution. You have to be able to capitalize on things like Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, etc., where you can reach other people without having to touch them right now. You know, Brian Bean, the founder of the Extra Digit Movement, Gail, he says it best, and I don't even know if he meant to say it this way. He said, right now, a home-based business can save your life. Because we have to be careful. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with the pandemic. As schools are opening up, as I guess churches eventually might open up, as sporting events might eventually open up, people are taking a chance with their life, Gail, going back out into the population. You got to be able to say, I want to be able to work from home. And now how do I find a way to make money from home? Well, I can be anywhere with a virtual solution, right?
That's right.
So as you have this, and Zoom is winning. Since the pandemic hit, Zoom's market capitalization, has gone from about $48 billion. That's more than 7 different airlines combined. So people would think Delta and Southwest and American Airlines, they're, of course, doing what they do. But 7 different airlines combined don't even match what Zoom's market capitalization is, because what Zoom did, it provided a solution. And so what we're doing tonight is taking advantage of this. We're showing people how with the power of a home-based business, they can take advantage with a virtual solution of introducing people to something called MWR Financial. Make wealth real. And you think about that, Gail, people on the phone and say, okay, I got it, Marvin. A home-based business. Okay, I get it. That's important. Well, what is it that I have to do? Gail, let the people know what is it that they'll be doing with this model that we're talking about this evening with MWR. What will they do?
We have the easiest role ever, Marvin. The only thing you guys have to do is expose people to this information. This is all about financial literacy. And we just want to let as many people as possible know. So your only role is to expose. After that, Extra Digit, us, we're going to educate. We're going to tell you how to do your business. We're going to give you step by step. It's a process. We use frameworks. We're going to educate. And then MWR, the company we have partnered with, they're going to execute. They're going to execute all of the tools that are needed to address your financial footprint.
Right. Well, and I love this thing because here we are able to have a virtual solution. Gail is actually on vacation for y'all who don't know, with her family. But see, no, seriously, this is what it's about. It's not about being stuffy and in an office and, oh my God, I can't talk. Hey, can y'all be quiet? She's on vacation enjoying her family, but she's able to still, because of this virtual opportunity, to be able to make money while she's on vacation to the tune of, at minimum, $1,500 a month. But what you have to do, people on the phone listening this evening, what will I have to do? Expose people. Can you get people to look at a Zoom presentation? Can you get people to look at a Facebook Live presentation like you're looking at tonight? And then what Extra Digit does, people like myself and Gail will educate people on the power of having that home-based business. And then MWR, they'll do all the hard work. We'll let you know what MWR is in 2 seconds, but MWR has something called a Financial Edge membership. And what you're going to be able to do is literally have your own franchise. You're going to have your own business, just like a very popular franchise you all know called McDonald's. McDonald's is built on 4 core principles: burgers, fries, shakes, and apple pies. We've been hearing about it 30, 40, 50 plus years, this great franchise, this great opportunity. But guess what? Most people don't have $2 million to invest in a franchise, right, Gail?
Yeah.
Most people don't have $250,000, $25,000. Some people might even struggle to find $2,000 right now. But we're telling people today about an opportunity to have your own franchise, just like the McDonald's, for $228. $228 one time, Gail, and $119 a month. That's $4 a day for you to have our burgers, fries, shakes, and apple pies. And our burgers, fries, shakes, and apple pies come down to something called Money Max, Credit Max, Equity Max, and Wealth Max. See, Make Wealth Real Financial has something called a Financial Edge membership, where we work with people on 4 key areas of their finances. The Money Max will deal with tax reduction strategies. The Credit Max will help you increase your credit scores. Equity Max will help you start eliminating debt. And then you got Wealth Max, which helps you start with your investment income. And so, Gail, as we go through these things, I want you to just kind of break down for people. MWR is only 1 year old. Can you see my screen pretty good?
Yes.
MWR is only 1 year old. In 1 year in business, MWR has done some things. I'm gonna just go through the 4 for me. What MWR has done in each area in 1 year in business. Now, we're backed by some companies that are 20, 30 years old. But in the Money Max, Credit Max, Equity Max, and Wealth Max category, within our first 12 months, let people know what we've done so far.
Absolutely. So you want me to read what's beside each strategy?
Yeah, or just a recap of them. Yep.
Okay, yep. So Money Max, our anniversary, like Marvin said, has been 1 year, and we have shifted more than $5 million a month, over $60 million a year. That's million with an M, back into our members' pockets from the government. So that's the tax reduction strategy. That is so huge.
Right.
Credit Max. Our restoration strategies have helped thousands raise their credit scores anywhere from 50 to 150 points or more. I've actually seen up to 400.
Right.
Millions of dollars of interest and insurance premiums, because those go down when your credit scores go up, right? So that's been shifted back to our members' pockets. 12 months, all of this has happened. Equity Max is our debt elimination strategy, and we're right now tracking to help our members eliminate over $500 million in interest. That's nuts.
Right.
We're reducing their time in debt over 200 years, I think. I really don't know what that number is.
13,000 years, actually. 13,000 years in debt being cut down. I mean, that's amazing. Yep.
And the last one, Wealth Max, our wealth generation strategy. We've created over $500 million in annual investment income based on over 25 million saved and invested by our numbers using land banking and the self-banking private reserve account. And Marvin, that's huge, because a lot of times we don't invest. You know what I mean? We're struggling at present, and so it's hard for us to save money for our future because we're barely making it now, just like we've been saying.
Right. So here's what our business is. We show people how to have a home-based business. We introduce people to a company called Making Wealth Real, MWR Financial. And what MWR Financial is, like Gail says, it takes the 4 core areas of your finances and it helps you win in those areas. Number 1 is with Money Max, where you start having tax reduction strategies. It's actually called the home of the instant pay raise. Our company, MWR, will show you how to get a $300 to $600 raise on your current job without having to ask your boss, without having to work any extra hours. But guess what? They show you how to bring more of the money that you make back into your household. See, that's not selling anything. I'm not trying to sell you a juice, a lotion, a potion, or anything. I'm just sharing with you a strategy of how you can keep your money. Like Gail said, with the Credit Max, we show people how if you start increasing your credit scores, guess what? Interest rates, insurance premiums, those things go down. So the less money you have to pay out, that means obviously the more money you're keeping, right? Equity Max is all about debt elimination. Brian Bean says it best. How much more money would you have if you didn't have any debt? So to the people listening right now, ask yourself this question. If I didn't have a house, a mortgage, if I didn't have a car note, if I had those 2 things alone, if I didn't have and a credit card bills, if I didn't have those things, what type of situation, financial situation would I be in? And that blows people away because we're so used to thinking until we die, Gail, we got to have all this debt, right? But we don't. So we actually teach people debt elimination strategies. Then the last thing we show people how to make your money grow for you. And so if your money isn't working, you can't outwork the compound interest. You can't. Brian says it best. You cannot outwork compound interest. So when you sleeping, if your money is working for you, that's the win-win situation. And this is what our portal looks like. Our Money Max, Credit Max, Equity Max portals, all we do is communicate with experts. We take documents, we upload our documents for our tax reduction strategies. We take 2 of our two of our last pay stubs, and we attach a tax return to it, and the experts go to work for you, give you an updated, Gail, W-4. You take that W-4 to your HR department, and guess what? They adjust your W-4, and literally you will see that increase on your paycheck within two weeks to about a month, depending on how many pay cycles you'll wait, either the next pay cycle or the other one. So maybe 2 pay cycles at the most away. Credit Max, the same thing. You take 3 of your credit scores, upload them as well. And so that's what we do. We upload documents, let the experts go to work for us, and they give us strategies. The only thing that we have a consultation with is our Wealth Max program, and we're going to talk about that as well. But right now, for those of you listening, I want to let you all know where you sit. You're in a prime position because right now, extra digit, excuse me. I said eighth wonder. Extra. Brian's going to love that one. Extra digit. We have a 10K giveaway. And on September the 2nd, everybody who joins our business between now and September 1st, they're going to be entered into a drawing. We told you earlier it's $228 to join. It's $119 a month. Well, if you join between now and September the 1st, and you sign up one person, just sign up one business partner, you're going to be in the drawing where on September 2nd, we're going to pull about 65 to 100 people's name out of a hat, and we're going to do one of three things. We're going to pay their business feedback for them, give them a credit for that of $99. We're going to pay one of their $119 a month back, so give them a $119 credit. Or we're going to pay $228 and give them back their initial investment, because our leaders believe so much in our business opportunity that we pooled together our resources. We came together, area directors, district directors, and others, and we pooled together a total of $10,000 to give back to new people to let them get their business started off right. Gail, let people know that's pretty significant when you got a business, doing this thing where we believe in each other so much that we're willing to commit our money back to the people who are coming in and allowing them to be successful out the gate.
Absolutely. And not just that, Marvin, but being able to have business partners who are in a position. So many times people get in using this business model and they're really not making money. But here we're really making money to the tune of, you have business partners who can literally get together and come up with $10,000. And it wasn't a lot of us.
Right. Well, Gail, I'm sorry, Gail, what I'm going to do, I'm going to speed through this thing a little bit. I know I got a little bit slower, but I want to share with a few testimonies in the various areas of how people are already winning with our strategies that we talked about earlier. The first one, of course, is Money Max, showing people how they can get that instant pay raise. Ursula here, she said she submitted her documents for the instant pay raise and check increase, and the experts got her an additional $455 a month in her paycheck. $455 a month, taking advantage of our Money Max program. Another gentleman over here actually got started and received $861 in monthly pay. $861 in monthly pay by using our Money Max strategy. But here's the deal: when you have a business, what you say? You good?
Oh, I couldn't hear you, but I can hear you.
Yep. So anytime you have a business, you got to make sure you're keeping track of your business as well. And we have something called TaxBot. TaxBot allows us to keep track of our business. So the same way you go to the store and you're out there always taking pictures and taking selfies, take pictures of your receipts. And now you can have those deductions, that things that were normally expensive, they now become deductions, and you can win as well. We have people as well with Money Max who are not only able to receive that instant pay raise, because we actually have something, Gail, where we can generate leads. We can actually share with people our website, and people will go answer a few questions, seven easy questions in the like a income calculator. It'll let you know if you were to join our company, what your potential pay raise would be. So you're literally getting information about that as well. Now, as we go into Credit Max, Gail, we're going to talk about how with your 3 credit reports, you get, of course, we know you get 3 reports that we typically deal with. And the 3 reports that we typically deal with are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. These 3 reports you upload, and when you upload these reports, our experts go to work for you. Our experts go to work for you. And the reason that's important is because your credit score determines how much you pay for money. So I'm gonna let you go through a few of these testimonies here as you can see them, and let the people know how our teammates are winning with the Credit Max category as well.
Absolutely. So Marvin, I'm gonna try not to get my glasses,
Okay.
but some of our Credit Max testimonies. We have Jessica here, who has went from a 649 to a 768, which is huge.
788 actually. She actually won 115.
Because you don't need glasses. And we have Chuck, who I don't even know why he's here, because he already had good credit. He had like 805, but they were still able to do something for him. He went up to 812. So that's what the experts did for him. Right. And we have, this is who we call the granddaughter of MWR. This young lady, she's 19 years old, and she had, I think somebody did something with her credit report or put something on there. And so her credit score started at 356. And experts went to work on her credit report, got it up to a 501, and ultimately at a 763.
Wow.
This is her, a picture of her holding her keys, because she was able to go to the car dealership and get a car without a co-signer. So that's huge, Marvin.
Right. And I'm going to speed through these other ones for us. We got LaShonda. She went up 115 points from a 602 to a 717. People who are literally letting our experts go to work for them. Again, like I said, I'm not knocking any other company, but people who see opportunities like this, Gail, the first thing they do is say, nah, I don't want to sell anything. We're not talking about selling. We're trying to let people know we're sharing strategies with you, strategies that we typically aren't taught in school. So these things we aren't taught in school, because if we were, who in their right mind would choose to be overtaxed? Who in their right mind would do the things that we do to get bad credit? Who in their right mind would get in debt and then stay in debt and say, you know what, I'll just keep paying on it for the next 20, 30 years? That doesn't make sense. That means you don't really understand the interest space, right? So my point is, as people are winning with credit scores, you got Bert here going from 834 to 845. You got Miss Melissa here. She actually has an 850 credit score, and she still got in the business. A perfect credit score, still got in the business because she understood MWR offers something for everybody. So even though her credit might have been perfect, she knows people who credit isn't perfect and who also can use this information as well. Now, after we start talking about Money Max, we start getting our taxes down. Now we're getting our credit scores up. The next thing you want to do, you want to start working on your debt. And our Equity Max program allows people not only to get out of debt faster, it gives them a debt-free date, okay? And then it gives you a millionaire date. Charlotte here literally has a debt-free date of October 2022. But her creditors plan had her getting out of debt in 111 years, Gail. 111 years. She literally would have been paying in interest $525,000 if she would have been paying the way her creditors wanted her to pay. But because of getting involved with MWR, getting involved with Equity Max, now she's able to only have interest of $11,000. She has a debt-free date of 2022. Tequila here, same thing. Her time in debt now has been reduced. Originally, it was supposed to be 13 years. Now, because of our experts, it's going to be 3 years. She went from having a debt of getting out of debt of 2033 to 2024. See, this is the type of information that we're sharing with people, and we ain't sold nothing. We ain't sold the juice. We ain't sold the soap, anything. All we're doing is sharing strategies of letting people know how you can keep your money. So if you're listening tonight and your friend got you on a call and you're like, oh my God, I just get on because I'm just going to get on because I'm just, I'm going to just trust you. I'm going to just get on because you told me to get on, but I ain't really going to do this. Your friend got you on, and your family member got you on to tell you how you can keep your money. That's it. That's what your friend got you on tonight. That's the thing your friend got you on, is telling you how you can keep your money, right? We got something called Bill Shredder. Explain what Bill Shredder is. So on top of our Equity Max, when we show you how to get out of debt, explain what Bill Shredder is, Gail.
Absolutely, Marvin. Bill Shredder is amazing because, like you said, with Equity Max, they're working on getting our debt eliminated. And that's great. That's something we're used to. But Bill Shredder is a little different. So they're now working on our recurring debt. So those things that we usually can't manage without some haggling and a lot of phone calls and a lot of rejection, they're calling our creditors on our behalf for our cell phone, our cable, those things that come every single month, and getting those bills reduced and saving us hundreds of dollars on those as well.
Right. Wow. So we're going to round it up. Now that you started getting more of your money back, that's called cash flow expansion. How do I keep more of the money that I make? Now you got to start using that compound interest philosophy, right? And we have two things that we do with our Wealth Max. One is called private banking. One is called land banking. Gail, I'll let you explain private banking a little bit, and I'll finish up with the land banking, because we want people to know how they now can start taking advantage of compound interest. Explain real quickly for people what the private banking portal does and a private reserve account as well.
Absolutely. So private banking, guys, is where you become your own bank. So this is the first pillar in the Wealth Max strategy. And, you know, it's better than, it's like you are the traditional bank. So we're not going to them. In a traditional bank, we put our money in, and then they may give us a loan if we go to it after we jump through 100 hoops.
Right.
But here in private banking, we're the bank. So let's say we have $50,000 in our account, and we see a car we want. So we take $30,000 out to go get a car. Well, we're still earning interest on that $50,000 as though we never took it out. We're not subjected to the stock market going down. There's no risk on this money, no risk of loss, and your money just keeps going up. So this is backed by an insurance policy, which we know insurance companies actually have more money than the banks, because FDIC means it's an insurance company that's backing your money. So private banking is about you becoming the bank and you taking control of your money.
That's right. And then we got land banking, learning how to purchase land in a path of growth. See, real estate is one thing. You can build houses, you can go and try to be a landlord and all those things. And don't get me wrong, people do well in the real estate game.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about the land game, when you start talking about buying land, and think about it, God ain't building them on land. So we're talking about being able, with our Wealth Max strategy, to be able to have an access to land banking with the area out in Antelope Valley, California. This is about 40 miles, I think, south of LA County, where literally the Olympics is going to be coming soon. Warren Buffett is out there actually investing there. NASA is out there. Our armed forces out there. We literally have a space out there that's going to literally be developed and growing, and you have the opportunity through our Wealth Max portal to be able to purchase land in a path of growth. We have people who are doing that on our team, Don and Ruthie as well. They bought the land wholesale. They got their deed. They're going to be able to sell that land retail one day. And that's humongous. We're talking about true legacy building. Mamie, she did the exact same thing. Been able to do the exact same thing, buy land, acquire the deed, and then sell the land retail. That's what this thing is all about. We literally are showing people, Gail, how if they understand what they're looking at this evening. Okay, Marvin. Okay, Gail, I got it. You guys started talking about the challenges. Okay, we got the challenges. Now we're talking about solutions. A home-based business. Now, what is the home-based business? Sharing strategies. What do you mean? You saying I don't have to convince somebody to do something they don't want to do? No, you don't. And don't get me wrong, all those companies are good. I got to say that for the record. If it was not for those companies, especially one of them, they used to sell a lot of soap and powder back in the day, we probably wouldn't be here today. So they paid the price to do those things. What I'm saying is right now, the home-based business that you probably want to take advantage of the most is one where you can have a virtual solution talking about what? Finances. Because everybody can do what? Talk about finances. I don't have to convince you, come on, try my soap, try my lotion, and all those things are good. But I don't have to convince you about your finances. Because if I can show you how to get your taxes and your debt and your interest and your expenses down, you understand that, right, Gail?
That's right.
If I can show you how your cash flow, your income, and your credit scores and investments go up, you understand that, right? So, and think about it. We know people understand it because in the middle of the pandemic, people are doing a lot of strange things with their money right now. You know, I give you 100, turn it into this. I give you 500, can you turn it into that?
No product, no service. We just
right. No service at all. I'm giving you money. I'm hoping you can flip it for me. But even if you do flip it for me and I win, I only win one time.
One
Over
time.
here, we're teaching people how to win on a residual basis, month after month after month, so much so that we're paid daily, weekly, and monthly with MWR. Daily, weekly, and monthly. We get 10 different ways that we get paid. And the first way we get paid, I'm going to let Gail show you that in a second, is something called a momentum bonus. But as we get into that momentum bonus, as we show you how to get that speed going, the one thing I want to do from the rip, I know some of y'all still thinking about the $119 a month. The $119 a month. I got you, Marvin. This makes sense. I got $228. That's no problem. But I don't know about the $119 a month. Gail, let the people know how they can have their business self-funded 3 different ways with MWR.
Absolutely, Marvin. So, I mean, you would think it's enough that your taxes were reduced and your debt was reduced and you brought home more money on your paycheck. But okay, you're still concerned about that 119. Well, the first thing, our Money Max strategy is going to, like I said, the experts are going to modify your W-4 for you because now you have a home-based business and you're going to bring home more money on your very next paycheck. So that's one way to self-fund your business, that 119.
Right.
The second way is to get 3 Financial Edge membership customers. And those are people who want to take advantage of those 4 core basics that we talked about, your franchise products, Money Max, Credit Max, Wealth Max, and Equity Max. And when you get three customers who want to have the experts work on their money, that will waive your $79 fee. So that's the second way to self-fund your money, your business. And the third way is to when you get 3 business partners. So people who not only want to have the experts work on their money, but they want to make money in the business. They want to be business partners all out. So you get 3 of those business partners and 1 Financial Edge customer, and then you will get a momentum bonus of $150, and you'll get $50 for each of those 3 business partners that enrolled.
Right. Gail, you broke it down so well. People just have to understand what our business is exposing people to, first of all, information like this, exposing people to the extra digit movement. Extra digit lets people know the power of having a home-based business. And a home-based business we're introducing people to is called Making Wealth Real. What Making Wealth Real does is that we have experts who can help you with your taxes, with your credit, with your debt, and with your investments. And all we do, Gail, and all people on the phone will be doing is introducing people, referring people to that business, referring people to this opportunity where they can work on their finances. By doing this with a lot of speed, you literally can make money fast over here. We have something called a momentum bonus, where if you actually introduce 3 people to MWR within your first 30 days of you joining, the company will say, you know what, 3 people, man, $150 bonus. $150 on top of what you get is a bonus, momentum bonus for you introducing those 3 people in your first 30 days. Now, those 3 duplicate, and the company says, wow, in your first 60 days, that's $450, Gail, coming back to that person who did it, right? So that you listening this evening, we're talking about you sign up tonight. You sign up 3 people within your first 30 days. People are doing this within their first 24 hours. Let me say that. People have been doing it within their first 24 hours. You got 30 days to do it, and the company sends you a $150 check. Now, those 3 duplicate that within your first 60 days. So you don't have to do any more work, but your first 60 days, $450 coming to you. Then those 9 do the same thing. Those 3 do 3. Now you're talking about $900 and a momentum bonus coming back to you for a total of $1,500 your first 90 days in the business, because you expose people to what? An opportunity, a home-based business opportunity where people can start working on their personal finances. And we call it a sponsor bonus. Everybody that you actually bring into the business, $50, $50, $50. But guess what? You're not doing the taxes. You're not doing the credit. You're not doing the debt elimination. You're introducing people to MWR. That's what I like about it, is that a lot of times in other opportunities, I had to prove to you that something worked. Hey, can I talk to you in 30 days? Let me see how this is working for you in 30 days. Let me know how you feeling. All I do is introduce you to experts. Let the experts do the work, and guess what? Your bank account is growing every single day. Now we have something called expansion bonuses. We have check match as well, because as your business grows, you can't stop another person's excitement, Gail. See, initially, when you first get started, everybody that you tell about the business, $50, $50, $50. But as you kind of rank up and get promoted, and guess how you get promoted? Make 3 of you. So 3 of you get your promotion. 3 of the next thing, get your promotion. Every time you get promoted, you're doing the same thing, sharing information with people, but the company starts paying you more as you do that. How does that sound? There's people right now working jobs where they haven't had a raise in almost 5 to 8 years at all. But over here, we're doing the same thing, and we actually get an increase, and we've only been doing it 8 months.
8 months.
8 or 9 months, people are getting 4 and 5 promotions, and all we're doing is exposing people. And guess what? We sleep good at night. We sleep good at night when you're introducing people to a service that's helping them in their own household increase their expand their cash flow and increase their income. Brian Bean, our founder of the Extra Digit Movement, he's the first national director with the company. But I want to let you know, not only is he a humble guy just by nature, he literally hit the top of the company in 9 months. But his very first paycheck, for those of you who say, "Oh my God, I don't know how he did it. He's probably one of them wizards." Well, he is a genius. Yes. But he literally started, and he made $28 his first day in the business, $28 his first day, $38 the second day. This is his back office you're looking at right here. He went from $28, $38, $473, $229, $935. Every single day. You see how he was getting paid every single day in November 2019. I didn't say 2 years ago. I didn't say 4 years ago. I said less than 9 months ago. Brian Bean has not even been in the company an entire year yet, and he's already making right at $45,000 a month. $45,000, because you know what? You can't stop somebody else's excitement. All he did was refer information to some people who referred it, and now our team is growing like crazy. But his very first month in the business, I just want people to see what's possible. If you believe that you deserve it, guess what? There's some other people out there who believe the exact same thing. And now we're going to show you 2 bonuses. I don't want you to get weirded out by them, but we just want to let you all know that people are having success, but they're only having success because guess what? Everything I just showed you, it builds up to these bonuses here. Everything I just showed you builds up to a luxury vehicle and mortgage bonus and something called a presidential bonus. We have 3 tiers of our car bonus: $500, $1,250 a month. Tier 1, $500. Tier 2, $1,250, and Tier 3, $3,000 a month. So as you build a team, you literally start qualifying for other bonuses that you don't even know about. Gail, you told me a story yesterday that blew me away. You are now at what tier for the car bonus?
Don't judge me, Marvin.
Tell me your story. Tell me your testimony about that. That was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
So I'm still sticking with we earn as we learn. So right. I wasn't aware I hit the car bonus. I was just looking at my back office. I was talking to Shayna on the phone, and you know how you have the little bar, it tells you the percentage, and it was like 67%. And I was like, man, I'd be glad when I get this car bonus. And so I said, Shayna, what does this mean? Because it was a little confusing. She was like, you got the car bonus. I was like, I hit it already? I said, when? And she was like, I don't know, probably like a month or so ago. I'm like, wow. So I got the car bonus and I got the presidential bonus. So I'm right. Like, yeah, I'm going to learn what that means one day, but I'll just end it for now. Wow.
Well, Gail, what she's saying to people who don't realize it, like I said, we got 3 tiers, $500, $1,250, and $3,000. There's people making that money. You got Darius, Trevis, and Anthony Moore. They're at the $500 a month car bonus. You got Latanya and Sean and Yaz, $500 a month car bonus. And you got Herschel, Brandon, Larry Stewart, $500 car per month car bonus. You got Junior. You probably never seen this guy, but you probably hear him every single day because he talks to 9 million people a day on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. He's at the $500 tier 1. He literally got started in April. Got started. Never had done anything like this in this industry before, but all he did was get involved and start sharing information with other people. And now not only is he at $50 a month with his daily pay, he's got a $500 car bonus And we'll talk about another bonus he's qualified for, doing over $2,500 a month as we speak. Miss Quana Sims, very quiet, has about 400 friends, I heard, total on Facebook. So I'm not talking about somebody who Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. Literally, we call her the wealth whisperer. She's so quiet, but because she got involved and because she started sharing this information with a few people, she's now at tier 2 of our car bonus program at $1,250 a month. For those of you on the phone who thinking, I got to talk to everybody, or nope, that's not what Quana does, and she's proven it. Now we got some people who do like to talk. You got Charles Ivory doing $3,000 a month with his car bonus. And now you see that below, it says, we love the 10th because our car bonuses pay out on the 10th of every month. Now, Charles, he actually bought a car with his car bonus because you don't have to. You can keep that money in your bank account. You can keep that money and pay off a bill or whatever the case may be. Charles actually bought a GMC. He said it pays for the car, it pays for the insurance, and it pays for the gas, and he still can put a little bit in the bank every single month if he wants to. That's the power of this thing. Christy Howard, $3,000 a month. We call her Cashflow Christy. She is the first lady of MWR Financial, the first lady of EDM. Breaking all kind of records. $3,000 a month. She says she's gonna go on a car lot one day and do something right. But right now, she's keeping that money in the bank. And our founder, Mr. Brian Bean, the founder of Extra Digit Movement, he literally already had 7 cars, Gail. 7 cars completely paid for. But guess what? He qualified for the car bonus as well, $3,000 a month. Hey, I don't know what he does with it. Probably puts it in the bank account. Just let that money, more money. And that's the beauty of what you get to do. Now, as we close this out, we're going to go through our presidential bonus. So I'm coming up on time. Presidential bonus goes from $500,000 to $100,000 a month. Do I got to do anything new, Marvin? Nope, you ain't got to do nothing new. All you have to do is just refer people. And as your team grows, guess what? You start qualifying for bonuses and you start getting checks coming to you on the 10th of the month like Gail did, and you don't even know it's coming. Because if you're sharing something with people and those people start sharing at the same time, guess what? You can't do anything but win. So these are some of the people making $500 a month. Judith, Cortez, Larry, and Brandon, $500 a month in this particular bonus. Now, let me say this. We get paid 10 different ways. Gail and I have just talked about really 3 of them, really 4 total. We talked about the daily guarantee. We talked about the momentum bonuses. We talked about the car bonuses. And now we're talking about the presidential bonus. I'm leaving out 6 of the other ways we get paid. And you might say, well, Marvin, I want to know about those too. You don't have to know about them because guess what? The work is still the same. All we do is get involved and get people to look at a presentation like this. And as people decide that they want to change their financial situation, you start doing the same thing that Gail did and say, oh, I qualify for that. That's all that happens. Here's Miss Quana again. She's making $1,000 a month with her presidential bonus. Shayna Rollins, $1,000 a month on her way to $2,500 a month. Charles Ivory, he's at $2,500 a month with our presidential bonus and on his way to $5,000. Miss Christy Howard, $2,500 a month on her way to $3,000. Brian Bean, he's at $10,000 a month. And you see his status. This is the older status. He's closer to about 97% towards $15,000 a month just with this car bonus. Just with this presidential bonus. With the 15,000 just with this one bonus. And we have people who, again, have been here for less than 9 months. I'm going to let Gail talk about the ladies, our $1 million ring earners. Let people know what this means and who these special ladies are.
Yes, the ladies are killing it over here in EDM. This is Miss Cashflow Christy and Miss Shayna Rollins, our first MWR and EDM $1 million ring earners. And guys, that means you have to have $1 million in the bank, earning 8% to get what they make every month, $8,250. They're crushing it.
Wow. And the beautiful thing about it, we just heard today that Christy loves to talk. So, of course, it makes sense that Christy is at that $1 million ring earner. But Shayna told us today, literally, she's just the king of exposing. So she's good at exposing and putting people in front of information. Christy is the person who actually does the information, but both of them, because they followed the extra digit movement system, they're winning. That's the key. That's the key. They're winning. And of course, here are men on the men's side, $1 million ring earners. Of course, Charles Ivory here. He's a regional director with the company. And now you got Mr. Brian Bean, the first national director with with MWR Financial. And he's the founder of the Extra Digit Movement. And that's the beauty of what we do. Our team is winning. Extra Digit is the fastest growing team in the company because we got a system that was put together by Mr. Brian Bean, who's been in this industry 20-something years. If you're going to do a business like this, MWR just makes sense. Finances just makes sense. A home-based business just makes sense. But if you're going to do it right. If you're going to do it right. We're not telling you to go out there, I got 20,000 business cards. I'm going to pass out these business cards. I'm going to put flyers on people's cars. No, we have a simple system that allows people to duplicate. And that's why you saw all the people already who are winning right now. So, Gail, I just wanted to bring this thing home, let people know there's 3 types of people that see this presentation. A number 3 says thanks, but no thanks. We get it. We appreciate you all being here this evening. Hey, we ain't sweating it. If you good, we're good. If you don't need your taxes lowered, your credit going up, your debt going down, and your investments going up, no problem at all. But please introduce somebody to this opportunity, because I promise you, a friend or family member that you know needs this information, and they needed it yesterday. Gail, to let people know what a number 2 is.
Yeah, Marvin. So a number 2 person says, I need the experts working for me. I need to increase my cash flow. I need to get my taxes down, my credit up, my investments. I need to do some investments, and I need to eliminate some debt. I don't have time to do the business at this point, or for whatever reason, they don't want to do the business. They don't want to earn any money, but they definitely like the experts. So number 2, you want the Financial Edge membership, which is only $79. So it's not $228 one time. It isn't $119 a month. It's $79 a month. So you just text the person that introduced you to this live and let them know you're a number 2, and they'll get you started with your Financial Edge membership.
That's right. That's right. And a number one is the person that says, you know what, y'all could have quit talking a long time ago. A number 1 says, I want the Financial Edge membership, no doubt about it. I also want to get a part of that daily guarantee. I want to make an extra $5 to $1,000 a day. I mean, $1 a month. Excuse me. I want some of that car bonus. I want some of that presidential bonus. I want to be able to share this information with other people because I like helping people. These are some things I haven't heard before. The power of having a home-based business, the power of being able to have leverage so I don't have to make all the money myself, the being able to build a business and get interest, be able to get into the land banking game, into the private reserve account game. I want it all. A number 1 is $228 one time and $119 a month. $228 one time and $119 a month, $4 a day. But Gail and I have already showed you how you can get that money back. Let the person that invited you out know whether you are a 2 or a 1. 3s, you ain't even got to respond. But if you are 2 or 1, let the person that invited you out know, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to get started. This makes sense. If y'all telling me all I got to do is get people on a Zoom call or get people on a Facebook Live, and y'all will do all the explaining to them, and then they see what I saw and they can sign up, I'm ready to do that every day of the week. That's what we do. I wish I could complicate. That's what we do. You ain't got to meet nobody in the corner. You ain't got to have no box of stuff in your garage. You ain't got to try to convince them that this is better than what's at Walmart or Publix or whatever the case may be. You ain't got to put it on nobody's face. All you got to do is introduce people to this information and let them make that decision for themselves. So I just want to thank my co-host, Gail. Man, you were lovely tonight. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Thank you for matching my spirit. I feel it in my spirit. You can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't make both. I'm Marvin Green, Area Director with MWR Financial. This is Gail Andrews, District Director with MWR Financial. We thank you all for being here this evening. Get with the person that introduced you to the call. Let them know whether you're 2 or 1. Get started tonight and start increasing your income 1 digit at a time. God bless you.
Thanks, guys.